Good morning, my neighbors. I can sleep. The chickens are up early and I got to eat. I stay woke. I stay woke. I stay up. I stay woke. I am up. I stay up. I don't sleep. I stay woke. I stay woke. I stay woke. For the culture.
Pew, 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 pew. Draco. Welcome to another episode of Stay Woke with your friendly neighborhood super villains. I go by the name of JB.
What up is Jason?
Slacking on the job like white people always do. Our
early.
nigga Danny is going to be pulling up soon. We've got a very, 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 very special guest, a fucking icon from VA, a legend and amazing contributor to the culture, Skillz.
You say that every time you introduce a guest.
I know, no, I don't say that every single time, but you are really important.
Thank you.
Yo.
Awesome. Thank you.
It's an honor to have you here, sir.
Awesome. Thank you. It's an honor to be here.
He goes by many names, many different governments. I knew him as Skillz. We're going to go into his history, really, really, really rich history, and talk about the shenanigans of the week in the culture, things that have been happening. Jason, is there anything I should be privy to that I'm not aware of that happened this week?
I don't know, man. I'm a mama's boy, so I felt a little.
Ouch, we're going there right away?
Something. I mean,
We're going there right away?
It seems to be the headline of the week.
Okay, so enlighten
front page news.
Enlighten our listeners, bro. What's going on?
That kid who
You refused the name?
No. I found out actually how to actually pronounce his name from him himself.
Triple X,
No,
XXX Tentacion.
Tentacion. And he explained it, whatever. Cool.
What does it mean?
It's like the XXX is like unknown, and then Tentacion is Latin for temptation.
So he's okay. Unknown
So
temptation.
It's very deep. You know, he went into.
It's kind of a
it,
good
you know,
name.
It's very
Unknown
deep.
Temptation.
Temptation.
Pretty deep. It's like an album I would have probably done like, in
Right,
90 something if I were, I don't know. Let's not talk dates. Keep going.
And I mean, like, as aside from the Drake beef, he seems, you know what I mean, like a very interesting cat. But recently got out of jail, right? Everybody's all happy for him. You know, okay, cool. You get to start, finally, because he kind of blew up in jail, right?
Of course.
You know, and all that stuff with Drake, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Well, he recently came out and, he was calling Drake a bitch, whatever, blah, 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 but he took it one step further and posted a picture on his Twitter or Instagram, a picture of Drake's mother, and was saying like, she looked good, she can get it, blah, 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 blah. Pretty much taking a shot at Drake's mom. And I think that's a little too far, taking it outside of the music. And what are your guys' thoughts on?
Let's ask someone who's definitely been in the game, longer than we have. Skillz. Do you ever in the history of hip hop, has it ever gone this far? Where moms get brought into it?
Yeah, it has.
Danny told me that it went this far with Tupac.
It went this far.
Rest in peace. That's what I'm saying.
I think y'all tend to forget, and maybe because I'm a little older, but I guess rap battles back in the day, like nothing was off limits.
Not even moms, bro?
No, nothing was off limits in a rap battle. But I don't know about this posting social media. I don't know if they've had any words against each other on wax. But I mean, in a rap battle, nothing is off limits. Y'all remember Tupac said, "First of all, I fucked your wife." Y'all remember that?
Yeah, but that's
Do y'all
not
remember
moms,
that?
though,
But
bro.
we're also looking at it as to but what did that lead to? You know what I mean? And that was supposed to
R.I.P.
be the
Yeah,
the
I get all
supposed
that,
to
but
be
we
the
can't
example
say
set.
that that the reason he's gone is because he said that. It's been worse.
We're not saying that. We're saying
been
those
worse.
are those kind of situations that lead to an early
Listen,
grade.
bro, I'm from a different. I don't condone any of that, but I'm from a different place. In a battle, if I know that your brother got punched in the face and beat up and you didn't help in the 6th grade, if I know that, expect to hear it.
Yeah.
Because the shock on your face when I say it in a rhyme form and in your mind you're going, how the fuck does he know that? That's a knockout blow. to me, but I'm from a different era. I don't know about posting on because that's what you know the younger generation does. I'm gonna post it. I'm gonna put it up. We going Twitter fingers and all that. I don't know about all that. I don't do that.
Do you think is it response worthy on a record or a phone call?
Listen, everybody that says that they can do something to you isn't worth a response. You know what I mean? Like it's a guy right now in the barbershop cutting hair saying, yo, I could take Floyd. I could get Floyd in 12. He doesn't deserve a response though.
Right.
You know what I mean? You got to put numbers on the board and get there. First time I've ever heard of this person is when you mention it right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's because of that post.
Well,
you know
as most people first time
Right,
hearing
so,
about him was the comparison video of like, oh, you know, Drake bit another one, kind of.
Yeah,
okay.
that song called "Look at Me," and allegedly,
Yeah.
what's the record called? KMT on the
KMT.
album with Gigs. They saying that Drake just ran with the flow. Homie got locked up. This character, Triple X.
He was in jail when all this
Tentacion.
happened. Like
You know,
he found out from his
he's facing
fans.
35 years.
He found out from his fans
His
that his
fans,
flow
like,
got
his
jacked.
fans were like, "Yo,
Yeah.
this
Wow.
Drake's biting you," blah, blah, while he's sitting in jail facing life.
Oh wow.
He's
So he's definitely bitter. I mean, he's
Yeah.
super bitter.
Here's my take on it, and it's all perspective, right? You're right in the sense that there are no rules in hip hop as far as the battle arena. It's sort of like the Roman Coliseum. We get that, right?
Right.
But at the same time, especially in this era that we're in, you attacking people's parents, bro, like that's cool and everything. But like, if you like, Drake's mom's not well. We've been known this. It's been
Right.
highly documented in all the albums, right? To go after some dude's mom and
It's
say some
reckless.
shit like that, I understand Triple X's perspective of like, yo, I'm trolling and I'm gonna get a lot of fans off of this, but there's a line.
right.
You know what I'm saying? On some like there's a line. And from what we've seen from this guy, he's a nut job, right? We know he's
Yeah.
crazy. But there's a line. And he said it. He goes, Drake's worth too much money. There's too much money at hand for him to even play
So he
around.
knows it.
He knows it.
He knows
but,
it.
But
That won't stop him from trolling.
exactly. But
Right.
when is it like you like, yeah, I think you crossed the line with that one. I think there's so many other ways to attack a person, especially when their mother's really, really, really not well. Like that's
I mean,
crossing the line.
what other avenues can you attack Drake? Because
The same way anybody else.
bro,
attacks.
he's winning on every other facet of the game. You can't say, yo, I sold more records than you. Not, I got more money than you. Not, I get more bitches than you. Not, I sell out more shows than you. Not, I got more fans than you. Not, you have to go for the one thing. You have to go for the one thing that somebody doesn't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he didn't have, I don't condone it at all, bro. I'm just saying he probably lined up all the things that Drake
Right,
is winning
yeah,
at.
the pros and cons.
Right, and shot that shot. Like I don't condone it though.
Yeah, definitely. It's honestly Triple X. Like to be honest with you, bro. Like I was a fan, and you know until this for me. But I'm an older dude,
It's
so
just tacky.
It's super tacky, bro. It's you don't go there, and
I thought
everything
y'all
else
talking
you
about
did.
a wrestler. I didn't even know who he was.
It sounds like a wrestler's name, doesn't it?
Yeah, I thought
I
it
wouldn't
was
want
a
to fight that
wrestler.
nigga.
He
He's
got
like a
hands
really,
though. That's
he's
one
a
thing I do
real-
have
the
respect
crazy
for him. He
shit
don't
is he's a
pull
little
got
pistols.
hands.
He don't
He's a
pull
little
pistols
dude with
on something.
hands,
He
bro.
fights people like literally.
He's like probably smaller than Jason.
he's
bro.
like like my size, maybe a little.
And he throw hands.
and he
yo,
but he
hats off
fucks
to
people
him.
up.
Respect.
Just keep that shit in pocket and keep it hip hop. Staying on the topic of Six Godness, what are your thoughts? Have you fully been able to digest
More life.
More Life? Thank you, bro. I was about to say
Jesus
Good Life, my nigga.
I haven't because every time you play it, you start at the beginning and just let it play, and we only get through like 7
and these are
songs.
facts. This is Jason telling you real shit. This
I
is
know,
not rehearsed.
I know the first quarter of the album very, very well.
Yes, we all do. If you've been around JB for any amount of time in the past 7 days,
Honestly,
But
I've
it
read
sounds great.
the hate. I feel like this is Drake's best body of work thus far.
I can't imagine at this point in his career and just how good he is at what he does that he puts out a song where I'm like, that shit sounds like crap.
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
can't
It's not gonna
imagine that
happen.
happening.
yeah,
It's
no,
not gonna
it
happen.
It'd be
won't.
like, okay, cool, it's another Drake song, but it's not gonna be a bad song.
right.
Is he in his Jordan moment or is he in his Kobe moment?
I think he's Jordan right now.
No, Jay is
Kobe.
Jordan.
No.
Kobe.
You're too young to even. You don't know the blasphemous words that come out of your mouth. I'll forgive you.
Jay's Jordan on fucking the Wizards right now.
What are you
Well,
talking about?
Jay's working on a
He's
record
in the
right
sense
now.
that he's a team owner.
Yeah.
And well, Jay is
If you say, well, Jordan is, Jordan, he owns a team.
Yeah.
He's the only black
Right.
owner of a franchise.
But I'm saying, are we talking like height of his career or as a business?
We're talking about
it's always a business, man.
We're talking the totality of everything. Right now, Drake is Kobe. He's not an owner yet. He is an owner as far as OVO is concerned. He's done,
but not Young Money.
He's
Wayne.
Exactly. So it's like it's not even Wayne. It's Birdman. So it's
Right.
like, you know what I mean? He's Kobe. We should still legendary, iconic shit.
Yeah, 20 years for the same team, put up crazy numbers, like Hall of Famer, like what Kobe is. I could see that comparison.
Let's talk about what happened recently in Amsterdam. You guys privy to the cancellation from, was it sushi or was it a bad blunt or was it some bad chocha? What do we think? I think it was some bad pussy.
I think it could be a combination.
The media takeout posted some bullshit where they were saying,
You still go to media takeout?
I still do, bro. I've got
Wow.
to. I've got to pull from every
damn.
source. Media takeout claims that the show was half empty, which is weird. This nigga's been on tour for how long straight? Like 5 years straight.
Yeah.
Everything's sold out, and all of a sudden Amsterdam is like half empty.
show.
Good job, media takeout. But they're
Right.
saying that might be one of the reasons.
I don't buy that.
I just think my nigga either got too high or he was just tired.
To cancel a show, you got to understand, coming from an artist standpoint and knowing that your fans make or break you and just being in their area, to have to cancel a show is never good.
Yeah.
Artists always want to do the show. They would rather walk away with that bread, that satisfaction. People had a good time. Like, we never want to cancel a show. So in order for him to cancel that, it had to be something.
Something
Like,
serious.
I can't go on stage for 2 hours and give a good show.
Something genuine.
You wouldn't cancel a show if you were getting 100, 150K,
Fuck no.
right? Nigga,
Hell
somebody
no.
gotta die, my nigga.
I wouldn't cancel a show if I was getting 80K, 50K.
We're about to go into a record, but before we do that, I think I'm gonna make a phone call. I'm not flexing, to a friend of mine and see if he's available.
Hopefully he answers.
Hopefully he answers. It'll make me look really, really bad if he doesn't. And
Second
look,
ring.
This is
it
nigga,
connecting?
Of course, Skillz is keeping
Third
count.
ring.
It's the Wi-Fi in here.
What Wi-Fi? Fourth ring.
Okay.
Oh, with the pink phone.
This nigga with
Fifth
the rose,
ring.
with the rose goes on. This
Here
nigga.
it goes.
This nigga.
In a second, it's going, so-and-so is unavailable. It's coming. It's coming. That's the 89th ring. That's the 98th ring. And we're done.
What up?
Oh shit!
What's up with the Wi-Fi? Is it the Wi-Fi that's fucking me up?
In his defense, it did say connecting.
Yeah.
But
Answer.
yeah, it's not answering. We're on the 148th ring. Your phone has been ringing for 3 days, bro.
The first 48.
Get your phone, bro. And we're done.
Yeah, that was hilarious. Sorry, guys, I'm a little old. I'm gonna put that on my age. That I'm not on the Wi-Fi, but someone's typing right now. I know he's on his phone with his mom. I'll just go. I'm gonna call you off the other phone. Okay.
Oh.
Call now. All right. So it's for dramatic flair. Deal with us, guys. It is what it is. Until then, we'll talk jokes about what do we want to talk about. Trump's. What do you think Trump had? Oh, there we go. Hola, ¿cómo está, brother? How are you?
You might want to get on that Wi-Fi.
Can you hear me?
Is this what we do on the radio?
This is terrible.
Can you hear me?
This is dead air time.
It's your connection, LOL.
Are you there now?
Hold on. Let me just.
Can you
call
hear me
this
now?
nigga.
Stop calling them,
No.
JV.
We need
It's a
some
wrap.
We need some elevator.
I'm off the
music in
Wi-Fi.
back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, hold on.
Oh, man.
Yo, we're on air. The connection was super shitty, but we got my young nigga in the building from the sailing team's leader, the champion, the young niggas, the king of the fucking teens. Excuse my language. Lil Bo, what up, Poppy? How you doing?
What's up, brother?
I'm wonderful, brother. I'm about to go into this Katy Perry remix, and I just wanted to say, how the hell did you pull that one off, brother? Talk to us real quick. It's amazing, bro.
Wait, who is that on the phone?
Yeah, you gotta say it.
Oh, it's Yachty.
I don't know, we had a really nice conversation. I kind of stuck with her. I guess she just kind of messed with me after that.
That's an amazing. Go ahead, finish, brother. I'm sorry.
She reached out and then was just like, I want you to do it. And yeah, so then Perry and then OG Parker, another producer from QC, just kind of remixed the whole beat up, and then we just kind of put it out like that.
Low key, bro. I like that shit. I like the original, but I like that shit more than I like the original. So y'all did a really, really good job, bro.
Dope, I appreciate it.
Yo, you was so excited at the fucking end of the second verse, bro. What happened? Like, I love you, Katie.
I don't know.
That's just hilarious.
Yeah, I'm messing with Katy Perry heavy, bro. Like, I'm a big fan of her. So I was just like excited to even have the opportunity. Not people to me, so I sound like a 14-year-old girl like that.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna have you on the show probably the day that your joint comes off. I'm so fucking happy and proud of you, bro. All right.
I appreciate it, brother.
All right, my brother. I'll see you in a little bit. All right. I'm going to jam right now. All right, we're about to go in this Katy Perry remix with my brother Lil Yachty. New album coming soon. Single. I don't know when it's gonna come, but it's gonna come. One love. Say peace out, boat.
All right, y'all. Talk to y'all soon. Love, lip hope.
One.
Hey, the flex call. He just flexed on us. Yeah.
That brand new remix from Katy Perry featuring my brother Lil Yachty, produced in part by this motherfucking cool ass light skinned nigga I got on the phone right now. What up, good Perry? Say what up to the folks. I'm chilling, family. I'm gonna have y'all here on the 5th, all right? How you feel?
I feel good. I'm sitting down, I'm eating some Jamaican food.
Where you at? We jamming?
Yeah, that's it, bro.
That's the spot to be, brother. Are you pulling up to the studio with Boat?
Yeah. So we're trying to finalize this album, like, you know, the mixing and stuff, right? Change some stuff around. Other than that, everything's almost done.
I can't wait. Let's not say too much about that. One quick question for you. How has your life changed since one night?
I'm not homeless anymore. That's one big change.
That's amazing. Congrats.
Thank you. I don't worry so much about anything. That's like what I need to do.
That's a beautiful thing. If you could give some inspirational words before I see you in a little bit at the studio for the younger kids that are trying to do what you do or what I do or what Boat does, what would you say to the young kid that's out there that feels like, yo, is anyone ever gonna hear my shit?
Make sure whatever you're doing it for the right reasons.
Exactly. Well, Perry, you're a fucking genius. I'm gonna see you in a little bit, brother. Enjoy. What are you having? Curry goat or what? Or you keeping it?
I got oxtail.
My brother, keep it 100. It looks delicious. You're making me hungry.
You want me to bring you some? I'll bring you some.
Bring me some oxtails, please.
All right, I got you.
I love you, brother. I'll see you in a little bit.
Love you too.
One.
Bye.
Peace. That wasn't a flex. That was family. So the Teenage Emotion album will be coming soon. You'll find out from the whole quality control team. Shout to the Playmaker, Coach K. I want to tell you guys a really interesting story about the person that's to the left of me, sitting down right now. And then the devil himself just rolled in. Danny Fox! You pushed me over there on purpose, nigga, to let you know that, like, what was that about? It was just weird. It was super masculine and, like, you just push me when you give me down.
I'm a man, and y'all know how he is on text. Right?
No, you're weird. You're weird.
I'm
Anyway,
weird. I dapped him up and
the Blue Devil just arrived. Anyway, going back to the story, I want to fill you guys in on Shaquan is a name that we call him if you're from VA and you go back. Many, many moons ago, when I was in high school, blah, 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 I'm gonna make it really quick. I got in all these amazing, really Ivy League schools, whatever. And I was working at a yogurt shop in Reston Town Center. And my cousin, shouts to Walter Carmo, love you, brother, was like, yo, Matt Skillz is on the radio freestyling right now on WPGC 95.5. I'm gonna call and see if he can freestyle for him. And I'm like, no, bro, you need to be washing them dishes. We gotta clock out. We gotta, shift change. Don't call the radio station. You're never gonna get through. Long story short, he calls, he gets through. Skillz is on the radio. I'm like losing my shit. And he's like, rap for me. And I probably said every word in the thesaurus or whatever, every complicated word, and rapped at a really high pitch register, really fucking fast. And he was like, bro, like, you're dope. If you go to school in what are you doing? I was like, I'm going to college. He's like, you know where you're going? I was like, nah. He's like, if you go to school in Virginia, if you go to school in Richmond, we'll click up because I'm in Richmond. So to the detriment of my parents, especially my mom, love you. I scrapped all those Ivy League academic scholarships and went over to VCU where I had no scholarship. And true to his word, man, like, I don't know if you know how inspiration you are to us then and how inspirational you are to me now, because like having access to you, bro, like this guy was like, he had an album coming out. He had played second place. What was that battle called when you with
New Music Seminar?
Exactly. You had lost to
Super
which is
Nat.
debatable, to Super Nat.
Very debatable.
Very debatable, and that's not some VA bias.
What year is this?
We're not going to talk years, Danny.
Man, I can't know the year.
I don't know the year. I don't remember the year.
The year I did it was 93.
93.
The album came out in 96. So up in between that time, I got signed like maybe like 6 months later, and we was working on an album.
To Atlantic Records, the Big Beat, right?
Big Beat, yeah.
Craig Coleman, shouts to Craig Coleman.
Oh, Super Nat was actually like,
Dude,
at that time, he was like,
he was dope.
Yeah.
No one's taking that away.
No. At that time, he wasn't.
Oh, he
He
wasn't?
wasn't known. That was his first time. That was
that
my
was his
first
first
time.
time. That was his-
okay.
Yeah,
that was his
like
claim to fame.
y'all know him because he came out here, Freestyle King, and no discredit to him, he's amazing.
he's really dope.
But nah,
In
like,
LA, yes. In LA.
nah.
Because he
It's
used
on
to,
YouTube too. I found it and put it on YouTube. You go be the judge of that.
All right, I'm gonna go find that. Cause in LA, yo, bro, like y'all
nah,
don't know,
problem.
but he was like the dude, cause he was like this other dude named Juice from
Yeah.
Juice from Chicago. Juice was
Juice
dope.
from Chicago was a problem.
Homeboy wasn't better than Juice.
Huh?
Super Nat was not better than Juice.
That was the first time I seen him defeated. Was in LA when this dude Juice, and I didn't know who he was, and
Right.
like he battled that dude and like killed
Right,
him. We were
right.
like, damn, who is this dude? Skinny, light skinned nigga.
Yes, that nigga. I remember that nigga beat Eminem. Which is debatable. That battle's debatable, but we'll go back to that. So circling back around to Skillz, I went to VCU, where like he worked at my school part times and then would tour and work on albums. He had like the sickest BMW, and it's the craziest shit because all of us like want to be rappers and all of us are like gonna be in bands or we're in bands. We once in a while you get to run into Skillz, whether it be at the VCU Commons, right?
Yeah, the Commons.
And if you were lucky, you got to go to the radio show or you got to meet his squad, super friends. If you were really lucky, you got to joust with them, you got to practice with them, which like. Those things meant so much. I was the biggest Fugees fan, and he opened for the Fugees, and I got to go. I remember, dude, like it was yesterday. I got to go to see the Fugees
At UVA.
Yo, and my first time like backstage at a rap show. Like, come on, bro. My first time backstage at a rap show. My nigga's rider had KFC chicken. I thought it was the ballingest shit ever, bro. I was like, yo, man.
We had chicken. We had orange juice, ginger ale.
Damn.
He was killing them back then.
So taking them through memory lane, Shaquan, let's talk about, I want to go into what started you in the culture, what started you with hip hop, what made you fall in love, and just take us on your journey. I don't want to out anybody because we know you're the ghost in the shell, but take us from then, if you don't mind the audience, to where you're at now.
I mean, just, back then, like, make a long story short, I loved hip hop. I lived in Fayetteville, North Carolina. I moved to Richmond.
So you're from?
I was born in Detroit. I don't remember being there at all.
That's crazy. You a D nigga?
Yeah, I was born in Detroit.
You
from the
Gators?
D. Yeah. Nah.
Any Cartiers?
No.
Oh, then you definitely
No.
you're a VA
So-
nigga at heart. All right, keep going.
So I came to VA, and that's when the bug had kind of hit me right before I left North Carolina. Early Run DMC, Big Daddy Kane, and then I actually saw Run DMC, and I was like, oh shit, like them niggas, they look like me. Like I look like skinny, lanky. So I look like Run. Like oh shit, like so then I started doing everything involved with hip hop, DJing, graffiti. I sucked at graffiti. Breakdancing. It started with breakdancing, and then the first time I actually got a response was rapping. Like the first time I would rap and motherfucker was stopping. You hear that, oh, like right when you say a punchline or whatever. So I was like, oh, this must be it.
So you weren't a good breakdancer?
I could still break now.
No, I know.
Yeah.
See, everybody can like semi break.
I sucked
I'm
at
saying you
breakdancing.
weren't that great.
Nah.
I wasn't. I wasn't that. I wasn't
sucked at
crazy
that shit.
legs.
Go
I definitely wasn't
ahead,
lead from
spin.
B Street.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can head spin, but
Bro, that's like
that's prerequisite. Yeah.
Like,
If you can't do that, get up off the floor.
It looks hard
stop.
to spin on
Give
your
Jason
head.
a break. He's white.
But you're white though,
From the
bro.
outside perspective, spinning on your head looks pretty hard.
Yeah, you're white though. So
Right.
yeah, we get it.
So, started doing, just demos and rapping and freestyling and lunchbox. You know what I mean? Beating on the tables in the lunchroom and shit. And I just felt like it was my calling. I felt like it could work. And then I started going to these seminars, Jack the Rapper.
I remember that shit. Jack
And the
Rapper.
Gavin and all of this shit. And then I saw this battle that was in the back of the Source. I sent a tape with Clark Kent, 1 minute acapella. Clark Kent hit me back and they said, you one of 16 MCs. You coming to New York on this day. And I went and from the time I got there, as soon as I saw him, I knew that it was going to be me and him. Me and Supernatural. I knew
Did
it.
you heard him spit anything at all?
I heard him kind of. I saw his swag. I saw he was kind of over there, like just fucking with some shit. They was kind of spitting. I was like, yeah, I could look in his eyes. I was like, he want this shit. Yeah. Like so, we went through it. I breezed through it. I got to the end, and understand everybody in the industry was in this room at one time.
Can you name any names?
So, oh man, Steve
Rifkin,
Steve Rifkin, Dame Dash, Puffy was on the panel. The deciding vote was on Puffy actually. So Tracy Waples, like you know what I'm saying, like fuck everybody, like so. We went at it and they couldn't decide, and they kept making us go again, and then at the end. Cause it's on, like you can look at it as soon as you leave. It's at the end. Clark Kent was like, yo, they'll be going all day. They both nice. Like, we can't really call it winner. The deciding vote was on Puff. So they looking, and Clark, Supernatural leans into Clark ear, and he said something to Clark, and Clark was like, yo, this man is nice enough to say that he'll let him get the demo deal and he'll keep the ring in the jacket. We split it down the middle. So the crowd is like, nah, like you give people let him go, Clark, let him go. So he's like, no, because they both nice. They'll both be going at it all day. Like, we got other stuff to do. He was like, hold on, wait. Then somebody went to the side. He was like, actually, no. The deciding vote is right here. This man won. Y'all give it up for this man. He won. And everybody was like, oh man, like, but it was like they were so ready for it, right? But they were so ready for it. The judges were so ready for it to be over. It was over, and like I was so fucking mad because I really wanted that ring in that fucking jacket. Like you got a gold ring with the, I don't know, it was with the Superman ink emblem on it or whatever, and I wanted that shit so bad. But I got the demo deal, which in hindsight I look back at it. It was a better thing because Clark Kent did like 4 records for me, and then I ended up getting a deal, and then I'm running around with Q-Tip from Tribe, and Q-Tip Intel takes me to Stretch and Bobbito because they wouldn't let me come up there without Q-Tip. Bobbito was like, yo, if you bring Q-Tip, I'll let you get on the show. So I told Tip, and Tip was like, yo, that's kind of foul. Yo, that's crazy. I can't believe they did that shit. That's crazy. But yo, nah, this is what we gonna do. When we go up there, they gonna want me to spit, but I ain't gonna spit. Soon as I crack over the mic, I'm gonna pass that shit off to you, and you do that joint. You know what I'm saying? Do that joint. So I'm like, all right, cool. So we go up there. That's exactly what they did. He sent it off to me, and I do the hip hop versus rap verse, which in turn, basically it went viral. Like it was basically like going viral in fucking 94. So then after that, it was like, yo, who is this nigga Mad Skillz? Who is he? And then after that, it was label bidding war after that. So it was really Q-Tip and Clark Kent. You know what I'm saying? That's how it happened.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the making of that album. Let me make it. Who was your, without throwing anybody on the bus, who was your favorite producer experience, and what was your least favorable experience in that whole process? Okay,
Dilla.
What's your favorite?
Jay Dilla was his first.
Did you connect with him from
I was
North
the
Carolina?
first person that he ever did a beat for that he got paid for from a label.
Like, so wait, did you know him from North Carolina?
No. I knew JD from Q-Tip. So understand.
So this is when he was signed to Tip.
So understand, I'm trying to get Q-Tip to now do a beat for the album because he's fresh off of Nas, he's fresh off of fucking One Love, Mobb Deep. I'm like, yo, nah, nigga, I'm about to make the most stellar hip hop produced album ever. And he like, nah, I got this kid. And I was like, no, nigga, no. He's like, I'm gonna bring him to the studio. I'm like, no, nigga. He comes up to the studio with this little skinny kid with a Detroit hat, and he was like, yo, he gonna play you some joints. I already linked him with Busta. I already linked him. He crazy. So I'm like, all right, cool. So he hits play. He hits play on the fucking tape. The first beat I heard was It's Going Down, which ended up being the intro on the album. The second beat he played, I didn't take that one. The third beat he played, I took that one. The fourth beat he played was Running by The Pharcyde. The fifth beat he played was Stakes is High by De La Soul. The sixth beat he played was Gotta Kick Something That Means Something for The Pharcyde. All of this shit was on one tape. So yeah, the running joke in fucking hip hop is that I turned down running. I mean, but when I heard running, it wasn't can't keep running away. It was just it didn't even have a run. It had none of that shit.
Yeah, that actually added to it.
Pharcyde is in the next studio. So as soon as I get my joints tipped, like, yo, I'm gonna introduce y'all to Fat Living. Yo, y'all come with me. He goes to the next room. Bam, those gone. De La gets the next joints. Like, so he ended up getting a check from me. And I remember when we sat down and we mastered, he told me, I did 3 songs. He got paid $9,000. It was three G's a track. Mm-hmm. And he said, yo.
Which back then was not bad.
He said, yo, when we were mixing, he said, yo, I don't care if I get as big as Dr. Dre. Like, you will always be able to get me for this price. I promise. That's my word on my, you know what I'm saying? On everything I love, you will always be able to get me for this price. If you ever want to do something else, I appreciate this shit so much. We never got a chance to do any records after that, but it was the best experience was JD. The worst experience, and it's no shade, it's just the worst experience because I spent so much money. It was Large Professor.
Oh my goodness! I feel like you just threw a stone at the
No. Listen, the reason why it was the worst experience.
He was really popping,
but listen, the reason why it was the worst experience with Large Professor was because Paul is a fucking evil genius. Like,
for the kids that don't know who Paul is, that's
Large Professor. He's off of Illmatic. He did Akinelli's whole album. His remixes are fucking stellar. He's remixing for comedy. He's killing them in the game. Everybody know Large Professor got the beats.
Was he overcharging then too?
No, he wasn't overcharging. He got his money, but we would go to the studio was where he would come in with records and just sit there. Like, he had a break plan, like, and I'd be like, yo, I fuck with that drum loop, that's dope. And he'd be like, yeah, we gonna link up something. Cause Paul's still like, yo, word the mother, Paul, like, yo, it's gonna be crazy, Paul, like, yo, word up, son. And I'm like, all right, cool. And he just sit there and just go through records. At the studio though, like, I'm in unique studios. Like, nigga, this shit is like $1,500 an hour. It's a, and Paul would just be like, nah, that ain't it, son. But when he heard it, he knew that was it. But I'm like, yo, we've been sitting there listening to records for 6 hours. And Reef used to be like, yo, let him work, man. That's how he work. Let him work. I'm like, yo, we can't do this shit at the house.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? So when I finally got the budget, when I finally looked at how much I spent, and first I paid him, I think his fee was like 10 racks, so we paid him like 10 racks. He had already did Skillz in 95, which I knew wasn't gonna be on the album because it came out in 95. And I that was when I realized don't put dates on the fucking songs. Yeah. So he did another joint, and I was looking at the shit, and I was like, yo, we spent $60,000 on the studio. He was like, yo, that was them Paul sessions, son. I had an R&B budget, though. Like, I had a lot of money. Yeah. But I spent a lot of it in sessions with the Large Professor. But the beats came out amazing. Like, I just seen him. Like, he was just here, like, DJing, like, last week. I went to go see him.
I used to see him at Khalees's house with Nas, like years ago when we were working on that album. Let's take a segue and prove somebody wrong. I was making a point earlier about the fact that Q-Tip was on Mad Skillz' debut album, and somehow, somewhere, it got lost in translation that Q-Tip wasn't by whose album it was. So I'm gonna go into Extra Abstract Skills off of Mad Skillz from where? VA. That's where. Lego.
Let's go.
We about to bring them out.
Interesting. I want to talk about that sample that just came in because everyone attributes that sample to Havoc, and obviously the classic Mobb Deep album with the classic song Shook Ones Part 2.
That's not the same sample.
That's not the same sample that came at the end,
No.
at the end of it.
No. This is a totally separate record.
Okay, please forgive me for that. You know, I'm getting old, y'all.
It's cool. It's cool.
So let's continue on.
Or you just don't know.
Oh, you know what? Listen, the antagonist over there. Let's continue on with your journey and how did you get into writing for other folks?
Actually by accident. I was in the studio. I was working on some shit for myself, and a DJ came in and he listened to some of it and he was like, yo, this is dope. You should let me get this for my album. And I was like, yeah, let me finish it because it was only the hook. Yeah. He's like, no, like I like this part. And I was like, what do you, nah, nigga, like, let me get on. Like, I got bars on this joint. He was like, nah. Like, basically saying, like, I fuck with you. I fuck with this, but I don't fuck with you like that. So, because I wasn't really there at that point. I was in between labels. I was just and he just happened to be in the next room. He's like, nah, this shit'll be dope for my project. And I was like, all right, nigga, let me get on. He's like, nah, I'm putting together this project. So there's going to be some, you know what I'm saying, some other cats on it. I was like, all right, man, take the shit. You know what I'm saying? So he took it. And it was the hook, and then when it came out, it was 3 other rappers on it, which I didn't write any of their verses, but it was my hook, and they were saying my hook, and I had the splits was right and everything, and this, that, and I was like, oh, like that's how it works. Yeah. So then
were you like kind of shook at first that it wasn't your voice?
At first,
you were like, what the fuck is this?
And a lot of people would ask me later on, like, yo, when you write for other artists, like, do you get like, cause they know where my career maxed out at, and they'll look at me and be like, "Yo, like, do you get upset when you hear your other people take your records?" And I'm like, "Yo, nah." I equate it to like a roof, like a contract. Like, if I fix your roof, I fixed your roof. You paid me to fix your roof. I did it. Yeah. It's dope. I don't ride by your house every day looking at your roof. You know what I'm saying? Like, it did what it did.
Like, I'm on.
Right, but if the thing is, you don't know what my roof looks like, but trust and believe that because I fixed all these roofs, I got a good roof too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know what the fuck I'm doing in that era. So I let them fly. Like, if I've understood and have accepted that people like what I say. They don't necessarily have to always hear it from me.
Yeah.
So
who's the first person you wrote for?
I can't tell you that.
That's his thing. He won't reveal any of his. I know you wrote for Puff, nigga. I know you did.
A good ghostwriter never reveals his clients.
That's not true. You know what? You know what's crazy? I actually know 100% sure that you wrote for Puff before.
We know.
And you know how I know that?
How you know
I know that through another person that has ghost written for him before.
Oh, okay. All right.
And he was killer too.
Yeah, I mean, we all were, else we wouldn't have been in the room with Puff.
You want me?
So you just admitted it.
You want me to tell you who it was? You want to tell me? You want me to tell you who told me?
Yes.
Who told you that?
Sauce Money.
Oh, another legend.
Yeah, I mean, he wrote "Missing You," a legend. Like,
so what Puff joints did you write, nigga?
I'm not telling you.
Give us something.
I told you this before we even did this. I ain't telling you shit, JB.
Hey, one thing I tell you, Sean. And VA niggas are mad smart. The smart ones out of VA. There's some smart ones out of VA. And he's in that group. Yeah. They knew how to make the money outside of actually being an artist.
He's had, honestly, like and when I say Shaquan, that's for, you know, for niggas to go back.
Man, quit trying to brag because you know this nigga. Like, damn, man,
this nigga is like, so damn, bro. This nigga is. Did you not?
Like, we get it.
Did you not jerk off this morning, Danny? What happened? Why are you so tense?
No, I'm like, damn, bro. I know this your nigga, man.
I'm explaining it to the fucking fans,
like,
bro.
You took us to his show and saw him DJing and all that shit. I know you grew up, John.
You came
yeah,
that night. Oh,
but he's like, oh, let me call him by, the name we call him. Like, damn, fucking show off.
Let's stay on path. Let's stay on path. From the era that Skillz is from, there's a lot of ghosts. To even be relevant, to even be still in the business, to turn into a DJ, to be touring.
I just said he's
to be
smart.
Nominated for I was co-signing your statement. To be nominated for Grammys. My only question is, from the cloth that you come from, which is the cloth that I patterned myself off.
Right.
I know I fucking shitted on the fucking on the values that we came up on when I started doing pop music. So when you started having records that went pop, how did you feel thought of? Like, you know what I mean?
I didn't care.
Me neither.
I didn't care how the purists thought. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, like, when I listen to records, like, if it's certain songs that people have written, I don't care. Like, I didn't care then. I understand, like, when I was an artist and I was doing this shit, like you said, oh, the red BMW, I was shitting on niggas, I was shining. I was still working. Like, I had a job.
Yeah.
Like, I had a job, I had a child, so I was like, nah, like, rappers don't get no fucking benefits. Like, I ain't quitting this job. I wouldn't quit the job until I physically had to quit it, and I couldn't go there anymore. So I get dropped. In between the label, I'm still like in artist mode, like, nah, but I'm the shit though. Like, fuck, like, I'm the shit in this city, like, da-da-da-da. And then I started fucking with Missy and Timbaland. Yeah. So Magoo introduces me to Missy. No, he introduced me to Tim. Missy wants me to be her hype man. I start doing the hype man shit. And fucking, I'm at the studio with Tim, And him and Missy pulling up in like purple Lamborghinis and fucking reflective cars and shit. Like cars the way your eyes just start fucking blinking when you see it. You just get Abdul Rauf. You just blinking and shit. And I'm like, yo,
man.
what am I doing wrong?
Yeah.
Like I'm hearing Janet Jackson vocals being pulled up, Mariah Carey vocals. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? And I started paying attention to songwriting.
See,
and after
that's
that,
what I told you.
after
See,
that,
I knew
it was a different. It opened up a different thing for me.
I
You know
tell
what
you,
I'm saying?
you seen the other two smart niggas that are from where you from doing what they were doing, and guess what? You were in rap mode still, so you weren't even looking at it from that standpoint
Right.
yet. So
Right.
when you seen that, you like, wait, what the fuck are they doing that I'm not doing?
Right.
You know what I'm
it
saying?
clicked.
Yeah.
It clicked like a motherfucker. And I was like, yeah, that's it.
We're gonna continue on because I'm really interested to have a top 5 Dead or Alive conversation with our guests. Because it kind of rotates. Danny and I are pretty vicious about our top
Okay.
5s and classic albums and what stood up and what didn't. This record I'm about to play is something you've never heard. It's called DMs from New Age Music. It's pretty fucking flames. It's actually a remix by my homie How to Dress Well, aka Tom. We're back. That was a triple play. We went into Madiba Rhythm, produced by Charlie Handsome. Actually, Charlie Ugly, because your bitch ass didn't show up today. Still love you though.
But
And
Charlie,
that was
didn't he have to
Flex
go out of
also.
town today?
No, he didn't. It got changed, but then he goes, yo, my session's done at 12. And then he hits me up and says, yo, I'm going at 2 a.m. with Travis. I'm like, I'm not going to see you, but I'm going to call you 3 times.
Right.
Did that, he didn't show up. Anyway, we're about to wrap this thing up. Skillz, catch everybody up to what you be doing, your IG and everything and all that stuff.
The IG is Skillz VA, SKILLZ VA, on everything, Twitter, Facebook, IG. About like 3 years ago, I started like DJing heavy. I worked with DJ Jazzy Jeff for like 13 years. I stopped that, and then I started DJing on my own and doing events. And yeah, it's been fun, man. I've been working on a project low key. You know what I mean? Me and Jean. You know what I mean? Just working, cooking.
Don't drop that shit on the net.
Yeah, I know.
Motherfuckers, them Illuminati killers would get us.
Just cooking, man. And I tell people all the time I stopped rapping in like 2012 outside of the wrap ups. I still do the wrap ups because people ask for them. But you know what I lost, the passion that I lost in rapping, like I just don't have the urge to get in the booth and say something hot anymore. What I lost in rapping, I gained in DJing. So I love presenting music to people. And I've been doing it for a better part of my life. Sometimes as an artist, sometimes a ghostwriter, sometimes a songwriter. So now it's just another form of it. I love DJing. I love playing parties. And that's what I'm doing now. I'm just having fun.
We got a couple more questions. Coming to see you when we went and checked you out a couple months ago, it was a really interesting thing. You had that you were doing the Timbaland versus the Neptunes thing, right?
Yes.
And the illest shit. Remember when we went to that, Danny?
Yeah.
And we had never take young kids to grown folks shit. By the way, I used to hate when grown folks used to say that shit when I was younger. Now I get it.
Yeah.
But the illest thing that I learned, I never thought that the Neptune sound would sound fresher later than Timbaland shit, because
Right.
I always was like, we always obviously worshiped the Neptunes, but Timbaland
Right.
was like the god, and listening
Yes,
to those
Timbo the
records,
guy, yeah.
it was like, damn, Pharrell and Chad were amazing, because that shit still, like those, I like the Timbaland JT songs back then way
Right.
more. Now, when I hear those Neptunes,
Right.
Justin Timberlake songs, I'm like, oh my God. Like,
Yeah,
I Love You is a classic.
Yeah, to you know, at one point Pharrell and Chad had like 40% of all of the music that was being played on pop
Bro,
radio.
at one point it was
they
like
almost were at
80% of the
half.
revenue for BMI or some shit.
Was
or BMG or
you know,
whatever.
so when I came up with the idea to do the party, all Timbaland, all Neptunes, it's called Super Duper Fly, which is named after Missy's first album. But you know, I always tell people, you know, when I believe that when they started and when we started in Virginia, we knew what we couldn't do, because it was so many other sounds that people were already doing. We couldn't do boom bap hip hop. New York had that. We couldn't do G-funk inspired West Coast shit. West Coast had that. We couldn't do bass, hard bass, you know, booty music. Florida had that. We couldn't do chopped and screwed. Texas had that.
Yeah.
Couldn't do fucking go-go. DC had that. So
Not to cut you off, but the reason why you couldn't do that is because people respected things that came out of certain coasts at the
Right.
time. Like now, like you could be from
Oh
wherever
yeah, now
and do
you
whatever.
could. Yeah, now
you know
you
what I'm
could
saying? That's
be
what's
from,
so wild
now,
about it.
Yeah, you could be from St. Louis right now and do a West Coast record, and they be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, he's from the Lou." Like it doesn't matter now. Back then it did. And with John going to school in Virginia, he can tell you, like, when we would go to parties, the DJ would have, you had so many students in the party, so you got people from so many different places. He had to do a Atlanta set. He had to play some Outkast. He had to play some, you know what I'm saying, some UGK. He had to play some Dre and some Snoop. He had to play some KRS-One and some Nas. So when we would go back to the studios and start doing our own shit, we knew what we couldn't do. So that's how you get motherfuckers like Timbaland sampling Godzilla and fucking Babies and shit, because we knew we couldn't do the shit that everybody else was doing. So yeah, but if it ever comes to your city, check it out. It's a crazy party. It's one of the best parties going on right now. I've been doing a lot on the East Coast, getting a lot of calls to do them in separate cities. I'm doing one in Atlanta next month. And in Atlanta, we're going to add Dungeon Family. So it's going to be Timbaland, the Neptunes, and Dungeon Family.
That's a really,
that's
so
going to be
when
crazy.
you say Dungeon Family, does that include, is it obviously it's solo albums too, so it's like everything from like soul
everything
food.
DF. Yeah, everything DF.
Interesting.
Yeah, and that party is retarded, man. It's just a good vibe. It's just vibes.
I've got a couple quick questions before we wrap this up.
Okay.
Guys, greatest hip hop producer of all time.
Greatest hip hop
and DJ
producer
Replay is
of
here
all
too,
time.
being really low key. Greatest hip hop producer of all time.
Dr. Dre.
You say Dr. Dre.
Greatest hip hop producer of all time.
Of all time.
I would have to say Dre.
Look how many eras.
I'm trying
Look
to
how many
battle-
eras.
I'm trying to battle that, and I couldn't find
80,
in my head.
80s, 90s, 2000s.
He never
I
got
co-sign
cold.
that.
He never got cold.
Do you agree? Okay, here's the real question, and we're not gonna go with the dead or alive. Greatest rapper of all time.
To me,
Yeah,
Rakim.
I can't co-sign that. I'm gonna say
Cool.
Biggie.
You can't say a person is the greatest of all time if they only had 2 albums.
That's how
That's
killer
not
he
true,
was.
It's not true.
That's
though.
how killer he was.
Trust me. If Michael Jordan only played 2 seasons for the Bulls, could we say he was the greatest player of all time?
If he put up
If
record numbers,
his numbers was crazy, and he went out with 2 chips off of 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Yes,
You say who?
I said Biggie.
No disrespect to Biggie, but so you think the second album would have sold 10 million if he hadn't passed away?
I don't care about sales. We're talking about
I'm
the
just
best
asking.
rapper. I don't. There's so many.
that second album was fire.
Here's the thing. Here's the difference with me and JB. I can't give you props if I know who influenced you. Without fucking Big Daddy Kane, who's my second. Without Big Daddy Kane, you can't have Biggie or Jay-Z from Brooklyn. You can't have rappers from Brooklyn without Big Daddy Kane. So I can't give you that.
That's like saying there's no LeBron without Jordan. That's like saying there's no Kobe without Jordan. The
it
influences
ain't.
are meant to
It ain't,
If you watch the
motherfucker.
videos, there is
It's
no Kobe.
not.
We're not going to the originator.
Watch
We're
the
going to
video.
the best.
I'm going to no. So you trying to say that the originator ain't the best?
No.
Fuck out of here.
No.
I'm
it's
just
who takes
saying,
it the
bro.
furthest.
Fuck
Yeah.
out. Who's your favorite rapper of all time?
He said Biggie.
Biggie.
Oh, yo, I
Who
love
could
Big.
Who could burn Biggie on a song? Who's ever burned Biggie on a song, bro?
Never. Every
Ever.
song he's been
Not
on, he's
Jay.
nobody.
Eminem
He even gave
would-
Bone and those dudes a bar
Crushed them
on
with
their own shit.
Eminem would have never
All been
crushed Big.
dangerous.
Eminem would
Ain't
have
too
never
many
crushed
niggas bang
Big
with us.
like
Here's
he
the
did
thing.
Jay
Here's
on
the
Renegade.
thing. Let
And
me explain
Jay's the
something.
second.
Let me explain something to y'all. 2 motherfuckers. Biggie did not crush Bone on Notorious Thug.
Who verse do you know the most out of
B.I.
I give you that. And JB will tell you when it comes down to it, if I think I'm wrong, I say I'm wrong. I'm an honest motherfucker.
Yeah, that's what I'm
like
saying.
I will give y'all that.
Yeah.
But y'all are younger than me, man. Whatever. But nah, bro, I can't do it.
I'm saying like Big. It's crazy, man. Song and just like his albums, bro. It was crazy,
Amazing.
man. Like to not have holes in albums.
Yes.
That shit's hard.
So
And the
won't
second
no
album was a
holes in
double
life
album.
after death?
No, well, the second album, Life After Death, maybe
Won't
it
no
was a
look at
double
his
album.
face.
It was
Won't
a
no
double.
holes in life after death?
maybe 1 or 2 records
Yeah.
out of
Won't no
all
holes
of
in
those
that
records.
mix? So 1 or 2 holes is still a hole.
He wasn't alive to fix the hole.
But you can keep driving though. You ever
That's
hit a
what
dip
it-
when you driving and keep going?
Yeah.
That's
Keep
what I'm
driving,
saying.
yeah.
It ain't
He had a mean 1-2 punch. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Greatest rap group. Your favorite,
That's
your
a hard one.
number
You know,
one rap
but
group.
You know
nah,
what?
just
I'm
give it to
biased.
me.
You're gonna get mad. I'm gonna say the Fugees.
Okay, you.
I'm gonna say the Fugees.
Nah, I mean, I just love Tribe, so I
Okay.
I have
I mean,
no
we
I'm
problem.
agree on
understandably.
that. We agree on
Yeah,
that.
Yeah.
but some people might say De La arguably is better than Tribe.
No, they're
Some
not
people-
better than Tribe
No,
musically. Like, and they had holes
Some people
on
might
albums.
say NWA is the greatest rap group of all time. Some
No, they're
people might
not.
say EPMD.
That's not. You can't. I'm from here, and I know NWA is not the greatest rap group.
I say NWA is definitely the most influential rap group of all time.
I give you that.
Because shit was, understand, if shit was one way before you and then and then after you it was a totally another way,
Yeah.
and it's been that way ever fucking since,
Yeah.
you are an influential rap group. Shit ain't been the same since gangster rap. And we already know that Ice-T was the first motherfucker to do
Yeah.
it. You know what I'm saying? But he got the shit from Schoolie D.
Yep,
So,
Schoolie D,
You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
So, but NWA went a whole nother way. So yeah, I
Yeah.
give you that.
My last question before we end up with another record from Skillz' debut album is:
What is it?
Is Drake allowed to be put in a top 10 greatest of all time rap conversation? I say he's allowed. I say he's allowed to be.
We can't. Nah.
Yeah, man.
We're
Nah.
not talking about y'all.
Yo,
No,
would
'cause you be
you
fucking it up.
please
You
get
go-
his
yeah.
sack out of your mouth?
Yeah.
JB.
Thank you. See, I be telling this nigga. Do I not tell him
I
that he be
love
sucking
Drake.
off certain people?
I love Drake, but
Like-
I can't say he the greatest. He's still playing.
He's putting up record numbers.
That's like saying.
So
yo,
you talking about his numbers now?
That's
With
like
everything that
No,
we're
bro,
talking about
no.
battle
'Cause
rap.
so
we're
you
talking
think
about
his
ending careers battle rap.
rap?
We're let me state my point. We're talking battle rap shit, right? Where's Meek? No disrespect to Philly. Where's
You think
Meek?
he killed
Where's
Meek off like that?
Man, I think Meek is dead, nigga.
But you think it's because of Drake?
What is it cause of? It's cause of back to back.
It's because of himself. He put out
he
the
did
wackest
some dumb
motherfucking
shit too, though.
Bro.
He helped us.
Skillz, he didn't do
kinda
the
helped
wackest
himself.
business.
Did y'all
record
forget?
back
Did y'all
to
forget the
reply-
Drake?
response?
Did y'all forget the Drake response to an icon, a legend comment? I'm sorry. Did y'all forget that line? I hate
Right,
when the gods
Yazzie.
get to
I
acting
feel
like
you,
the
Yazzie.
gods.
Listen,
Come on, y'all.
Okay,
Are we
what,
just
you know
gonna-
what? You know what he's doing right now? He's saying because
Bridging
of
the
right
gap.
now.
I'm
No,
bridging
fuck
the
the
gap.
gap. No, you know what he's doing right now? He's basically saying, "Yo, Russell Westbrook is the greatest player of all time.
No,
he's the
is he-
shit
is he-
right
is he
now.
in the
This nigga
conversation?
breaking records right
Oh,
now.
is he in
He
the-
doing
is-
shit
is-
ain't nobody ever
Is
done.
West-
but
is-
if you won't consistently do it, then I can't put you up there, and I can't put you in the top 5 rappers if you have people
How
that
many
write
summer?
for
How
you.
many? Whoa.
And
Whoa,
I write.
Whoa, heavy.
I
Everybody
write.
in hip hop, there's ghosts and there's bones and skeletons in closets everywhere, bro. It's just not exposed, okay?
Okay.
Number 2, we're talking about how many summers did Jay have? 6 summers. 6 summers. This kid is killed for 8 years straight. There's been no other person.
I will say this: the
Damn,
boy
nigga,
is
what you
good.
mean? So you
the boy
think
is
Jay
good.
only did for 6 summers?
Consistently with 6 summers. We know Jay's.
When did he fall
You
out?
want me to talk about?
When
you-
what
did he
was
fall
Jay's
out?
last summer?
When was his last summer?
Let's start with Reasonable
Watch the
Doubt.
Throne, bro?
No, let's walk in this.
No,
After-
Reasonable Doubt
let's
wasn't
start-
even
let's-
shit when it
he
came
wasn't even
out.
popping like that.
Let's
Reasonable
start.
Doubt.
Let's do the timeline. Let's start Reasonable Doubt.
No,
right?
he wasn't popping.
He
then.
popped to a Hard Knock
Y'all
Life.
not even gonna let me
Because
start.
you already
What's
started
the-
off wrong.
what's the
I'm not
sec-
about to let you go.
What's the,
Like, so just-
what's the second J album called?
The second
In My
second
Lifetime.
Jay-Z album's called In My Lifetime,
What
Volume
happened
1.
with that single?
Flop.
That's a dip, right? So when do we want to start with Jay's Ascension?
But you know,
Hard Knock Life.
listen.
When do we want to start?
Sprung started his thing, and that was off the soundtrack for that movie. And that Sprung song was actually on what album was that?
That was on the soundtrack. That was the
It was on the
Sprung
soundtrack, but he put it on his album too.
That was I love bitches, my bitches,
Yeah.
my bitch. Okay.
Yeah, because I remember that Jay Brown and those dudes were at what label was that? It was like right here in Hollywood.
Pendulum?
No.
Oh.
Payday.
No.
That first shit was on Payday, right? Was it
First shit
Payday?
was
Yeah.
on Payday.
And then
Priority.
Priority.
Did a deal with
I
Priority.
forget what Sprung was on, but it was on the soundtrack, and like that's what kicked his career off. I love bitches, thug bitches, like that was his popping record. But I'm telling you, after that, he started killing everybody. Like you remember he had the song with like Foxy and all of that. But that album,
Ain't no nigga.
You know, yeah.
No, but I'm talking about. You remember she was on his other In My Lifetime because
Yeah.
remember he had Kim and her. So I'm just telling you. I'm just saying like ever since like '98, that's when his run started. So when did it drop off? I'm asking. When did it drop off?
Because when Hard Knock Life fucking came out,
You're not
it
gonna
was
have
pop.
me in a compromised position like I'm not a Jay fan, first of all.
No, I'm
but
just
there's
saying.
no. I'm saying
When did
Jay's
it drop?
okay,
Would you
let me-
say he stopped in like 08?
What was Jay-Z's last hot summer?
The
What
summer
was the last
before
summer when he
Wade.
killed? So
The summer before Wade. The end of the
remember
State
Death of
Farm era.
Auto-Tune? Remember
Death
Death of
Auto-Tune
Auto-Tune?
was the beginning of the fall.
I remember Death of Auto-Tune dropping in the
As
summer,
far
and it
as
was
like
a
from
rap.
being like the
Yeah,
top.
he had changed
'Cause
clothes and all that on there. What are you talking about?
That was not. He wasn't.
Death Auto-Tune was on. Like changed clothes was on that.
Yeah, I
album.
don't think it was. I don't think it was. He about to look it up.
Yeah, let's
Change
pull it up.
Clothes was
No,
on.
'cause Change Clothes isn't on the card.
Okay, so
Blueprint 3?
Blueprint, the nigga was back.
He
Are
was
we
flawless on Blueprint?
flawless on
Flawless.
Blueprint? We can agree on
Flawless.
that.
Yeah.
Is
Okay.
it fair to say Jay's?
So that was
last-
H to the Izzo.
Yeah, all that.
Song Cry.
The Kanye just
Take over when he fucking
flawless when he crushed Nas, and I'm a Nas fan too. So let's just say, how about this? Is it fair to say Jay's lyrically last great album moment was "Watch the Throne"? Can we all agree on that, Danny? Or are we being delusional?
He said the last great album was Watch the Throne. No, absolutely not. You know how I feel about Watch the Throne.
Oh, you don't like watching
that?
that?
I couldn't do it.
Oh, that album was fire. It had some holes in it, but that album was fire. though.
like one or two, a few.
Kanye killed him on that album too, by the way.
I will not co-sign that.
Yes, he did.
Kanye was dope.
Kanye shitted on
and
him on that
800
album.
Writers. If you
I
just
don't
you
give
gonna
a
talk
fuck
about
what he
Drake.
got. He shitted on him on that album. And if you went to the concert like I did several different times, you would have seen in
Okay,
person.
so Black Album. Was the Black Album it for Jay?
Probably for me.
Because that was Black Album was the one where he was saying this it, right?
Yeah.
That was the whole with
It
the
was not a
concert
great album
tour.
because it started with Wave. I hated that shit because I was like, what's going on? Like for me as a
You
Jay
didn't like
fan,
Show Me What You Got?
No way. No way.
Damn, you
I'm a,
Yeah, a lot of people didn't like that album. Show me what you
So
got.
what about
I'm a
American
3 a.m. in the
Gangster? Was
Waffle
American
House kinda
Gangster?
nigga. 3 a.m. at the Waffle House.
Okay, was
Nigga,
American Gangster
no,
top
I've
peer
had
day
a
or
conversation
down?
with Tata. I'm not a great fan of American Gangster.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Concept album.
Watch the Throne.
So I guess Kingdom Come is.
Kingdom
Yeah,
Come
that's
won't hit.
Yeah.
Is
Kingdom
that,
Come won't hit. That was where Show Me What You Got was.
Show Me What You
Kingdom
Got.
Come won't hit. That was 30 something. All that shit.
So that's 06.
Touche.
So 98 to 06. So that's 8 years.
So Drake
Young
only
boy
got
got
about
9
one.
years. Yeah, 9 years. Just proving a point. That's all I'm just saying. Is he worthy to be in the conversation before we end the show?
I mean, you
It's
just
a
tried to kill him
conversation.
off with 6 summers, and then we just clearly came up with 8 years.
With 2 more
You
summers.
said
I'm
it.
so
Okay.
sorry, my math was too off. We're gonna end the show with your first single off of From Where?
Oh,
Produced
God.
by the Beat Nuts.
Yo,
Low-key
oh,
one of my-
shit.
Yeah,
Oh,
non-factor.
the non-factor.
And as we
God.
always say, y'all be safe out there. If you're gonna bone her, make sure you motherfucking put a condom on, and make sure, more importantly, keep your third eye open and stay woke. Here we go.